my name is Nurul Putri Malina with my student ID number 33250035. I'm from Bina Sarana Informatika, Faculty of Communication and Language, and majoring in English Literature. So, today I'm going to present about word formation, one of the most interesting topics in English. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So now let's move to the introduction of word formation. Word formation is the process of creating new words from other words that already exist. It helps us understand how words are built and how their meanings can change. For example, from the word happy, we can make unhappy or happiness. So, word formation is very important part of learning vocabulary in English. Now, let's continue with prefix and suffix. A prefix is a group of letters added at the beginning of a word to change its meaning. For example, un means not, like in unhappy, and re means again, like in rewrite. Meanwhile, a suffix is added at the end of a word to form a new word or change its part of speech. For example, full means full of, like beautiful, and less means without, and like hopeless. So, by using prefixes and suffixes, we can easily create new words and understand their meanings more clearly. There are two types of suffixes in English: derivational suffixes and inflectional suffixes. Derivational suffixes are used to form new words and often change the word's part of speech. For example, happy becomes happiness and teach becomes teacher. The meanings change and so does the part of speech. Meanwhile, inflectional suffixes do not create new words. Instead, they show grammatical change such as tense, number, or comparison. For example, cat shows plural form, walk shows past tense, and taller shows comparison. So, while derivational suffixes help us create new words, inflectional suffixes help us express grammar correctly without changing the basic meaning of the word. In English, many words are formed by combining two or more words to create a new meaning. This process helps us describe things more specifically and make our sentences sound more natural. In this part, we'll learn what compound nouns and adjectives are, and also look at some examples to understand them better. First, let's talk about compound nouns. A compound noun is a noun made up of two or more words that work together as one unit to name a person, place, or thing. For example, toothbrush, raincoat, and classroom are compound nouns. Each of them combines two words to form a new meaning, like tooth and brush become toothbrush, which means a brush for cleaning teeth. There are three main forms or compound nouns. The first one is closed words, where the words are written together without any space. For example, toothpaste. The second is hyphenated words, which use a hyphen between words like mother-in-law. And the last one is open words, where the words are written separately, such as swimming pool. Even though they look different, all of them function as a single noun. And now let's move on to compound adjectives. A compound adjective is formed when two or more words are joined together to describe a noun. For example, in the phrase a well-known singer, the words well and noun work together to describe a singer. Other examples are full-time job, high-quality product, and open-minded person. Compound adjectives are usually written with a hyphen between the words, especially when they come before the noun they describe. So, compound adjectives help us give more specific and detailed information about something. There are several forms of compound adjectives. Let's go through them one by one. The first form is adverb plus past participle. For example, well-known or highly paid. This type shows how something is done. The second form is adjective plus past participle, like open-minded or short-tempered. It describes a person's character or attitude. Next, we have noun plus past participle, such as handmade or home cook. This one shows the source of the method of something. Then, adjective or adverb plus aim. For example, good looking or fast growing. It describes an ongoing action or quality. After that, there's noun plus adjective, like sugar-free or fat-free. It shows the type or function of something. And lastly, number plus noun singular. For example, 5 star or 2 week. It expresses amount, distance, or time. Now, let's continue to part 2, which is about idioms. In this section, I'm going to talk about 5 English idioms that are commonly used in everyday conversations. Idioms are interesting expressions because their meanings are not always the same as the individual words. They make our English sound more natural and fluent, just like native speakers. So, let's take a look at each idiom and learn what they really mean. Okay, let's begin with our first idiom. A picture is worth 1,000 words is a very well-known expression. Literally, this idiom means that one picture equals of 1,000 words. Figuratively, it means that an image can express complex ideas or emotion much more effectively than words alone. For example, the abandoned photo clearly tells the story of their team's hard work. A picture is worth 1,000 words. This idiom is often used when visual communication conveys meaning more clearly than spoken or written language. It also reflects our appreciation for visual expression and creativity in communication. So basically, this idiom reminds us that sometimes an image can speak louder than any explanation. The next idiom is pull someone's leg. Literally, it means to physically pull or tug on a person's leg, but figuratively, it means to joke with someone or tease them in a friendly way. For example, you can say, "Relax, I was just pulling your leg," meaning you were only joking and didn't mean it seriously. This expression is usually used in a casual or humorous situation, especially when someone is strict or teased playfully. Culturally, it reflects the English-speaking world's sense of humor. They often enjoy light-hearted and expressive interaction, where joking and teasing show friendliness. So, the next time you're joking with a friend and they take it seriously, you can just smile and say, "Hey, I'm just pulling your leg." And the next one is "it's not rocket science." Literally, it means something that's not as complicated as building or understanding rockets. And we all know rocket science is super complex, but figuratively, this phrase means that something is simple, easy to do, or easy to understand. For example, you can say, "Come on, just follow the instructions. It's not rocket science," which means it's easy, don't overthink it. We usually use this idiom in casual situations to tell someone that something is easy or straightforward. Culturally, this expression reflects how English speakers often use science related phrases to describe difficulty, making the idiom sound both smart and relatable. So, in short, when you want to say that something is easy, you say it's not rocket science. And the next one is take it with a grain of salt. Literally, this means to eat something like food together with a small amount of salt. But figuratively, it means that you shouldn't take something too seriously. You should doubt or question what someone says. For example, you might say, "He tends to exaggerate, so take his story with a grain of salt." That means you shouldn't believe everything he says completely. This idiom is often used in situations where we need to be skeptical or cautious about information we hear. Culturally, it reflects the English speaking value of being open minded but also critical, not believing everything right away, but thinking carefully first. So, next time you hear something that sounds a bit unbelievable, just remember to take it with a grain of salt. And the last one is the whole 9 yards. Literally, it means using all 9 yards of something, but figuratively, it means to do something completely or to give your full effort. For example, you can say she went the whole 9 yards to make her birthday party perfect, which means she gave her best and didn't hold anything back. This idiom is often used when describing someone's full effort, dedication, or when someone goes all out to do something. From a cultural perspective, it reflects the English speaking culture's appreciation for hard work and giving your best. Using idioms like this makes your expression sound more natural and expressive. So remember, when you give your best in anything you do, you're going to work the whole 9 yards. And yeah, that's it for today's video. We've learned about word formation, which shows how new words are created, explored compounds and adjectives, which combine words to create richer meanings, and looked at some interesting idioms, which make our English sound more natural and expressive. Understanding these three areas really helps us improve our vocabulary and communicate more effectively, not just by knowing words, but by knowing how they work together. That's all for my presentation. I hope it's clear and helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.